everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jennifer, and today we're going to be trying out the Lisa Eldridge foundation. If you're interested in seeing that, just stay tuned. Hey everybody, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has been really supportive over the last couple weeks. It's been a crazy month since my mom fell, broke her hip, had surgery, was in rehab. I have been pretty busy with work and with doing things for my mom's care, so I really haven't had a lot of time to do in-depth videos. So some of my videos were as comprehensive, certainly not as long as they usually are, and I did kind of tee that up and let everyone know, but I do appreciate all the kind words. Mom is now home. We are working on trying to get people to be there periodically so that she's not, you know, completely by herself, but there's maybe you've all heard, there's a working shortage everywhere, so it's hard to find people. But at least she's home, so that's really good news. And we're headed into the holiday season. Means that for most people, you know, work is quieter. For what I do, it's going to be pretty chaotic in May. For all of those of you who are out there who work retail, yeah, I know you're headed into a really chaotic season as well. So hopefully we can just sort of use this channel to relax and, you know, not have a lot of stress. When I started the channel back in March of 2020, that was the idea, to do something creative and fun and give me an opportunity to do the things and talk about things that I love, including beauty and fashion and all of those things. And I know a lot of you use YouTube to do the same thing, to kind of like de-stress. So that is what we're going to attempt to do over the next couple weeks, if not always. So today we're going to try out the Lisa Eldridge. It's the Seamless Skin Foundation. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I did try out all the samples. I tried 7, I tried 10, I tried 12, I tried 14, all the different shades. And the one that I thought was best was shade number 7. So that is the one that I ended up buying. So let me show you what the box looks like first. This is the box, and it kind of looks like almost like a perfume bottle because the perfume packaging, because the way it opens is like this. A lot of times perfumes kind of come in that type of, you know, like a base. And then the foundation goes in the base. So it looks like this when it arrives, which is a really unique shape. That's not a normal, I mean, I should say normal, but that's not how many foundations come. So it's kind of like an egg. It's got a flat side right here so that you can hold your, or at least I am holding kind of like my thumb that way when I hold the bottle. Also, you can put it flat on your dresser on this part that's flat so it doesn't roll because it's rounded. You know, I don't have a problem with the shape. I think it actually feels nice in your hand. I'm not sure if that was, you know, how everyone feels about it, but the top, this gold top, you just pull it off. If I can do it, there we go, one hand. So you pull it off and you have typical pump, right? Typical pump foundation. Let's see if it says anything. The box says, this intelligently formulated self-setting foundation blends effortlessly to smooth and unify skin with a natural looking soft focus finish. The skin-friendly formula gives customizable coverage that fuses seamlessly with your skin. Start with a little and build to your desired level of enhanced perfection. Okay. She does have a bunch of tips, application tips on her site. And then there's a little card that comes with it. And it says application, prep and moisturize your skin well before applying. Can be applied with fingers, a sponge or a brush. For light coverage, begin with half a pump. Apply to areas of the face that need evening out and blend well. Build as needed to your desired level of coverage. And there's a QR code in here that you can watch, like literally scan this with your phone and you can watch her application video. There's a whole bunch of other stuff in this little card that talks about the foundation, the active ingredients, including green tea extract, nasturtium extract, okay, Filmixol, which is a brilliantly clever biopolymer network that forms a resistant and flexible mesh on the skin. Okay. And bamboo stem extract. Interesting. Okay. So what I thought we'd do is I would apply it for you today. You can see how it looks on me. I'm going to pump it out on the back of my hand. So that's what it looks like. It's pretty creamy. Doesn't run. I'm just going to smooth it out on my hand a little bit for you so you can see the shade. It's shade 7. And I'm just going to take that and I'm actually just going to go like this with it. I'm not going to use a lot at first because I found that when I was using the samples that I feel like this foundation, and I think she even really kind of says it in the way she describes it, it's meant to be light. And I think, and I'm just squeezing my fingers at first, I think that less is more with this foundation. I feel like the way it was designed and her aesthetic in general, I think it's meant to be, you know, you're supposed to use a lot of it. Like there's some foundations that frankly, you need a lot. I don't think that this is meant to be that way. So I'm gonna leave that for a second and I'll build it up a little bit. My skin is testy right now. I went to Florida. I didn't do my skincare. It's a different, environment, much more humid, and I've been very stressed lately. So my skin is, reacting. It's kind of red and a little bumpy. So anyway, that's not anything to do with the foundation. That's just me. So, but also it's a good test of the foundation. Now, I feel like the way it looks right now is really nice. It evened out the skin tone. It doesn't look like I have foundation on. It just looks nice. Yeah, I think that actually looks quite good. So let's try building up a little bit, and I mean a little, I'm not gonna use a lot of this. Just in the areas that I feel like right now are more of a problem area. And I'm using my fingers because she said you can. And because of my skin type, I have very dry skin. I actually find that I like the way foundation looks when I use my fingers most of the time. It warms up the formula. I don't have oily skin, so I don't have to really be concerned about getting oils on my skin. I could use some oil most of the time. In the summer, I noticed that my skin got a little bit more normal, but now that we're moving into winter, that's pretty much gone. My skin is quite dry again. Yeah, I actually think that looks very nice. Very much a soft focus, almost like no foundation kind of look. It doesn't really look like I have foundation on. It looks like it's just skin, like a smoothed out skin. Now I would say I probably used a full pump. Maybe not quite, but. So we're gonna let that sit in, but I wanna show you up close what this looks like. So let me do that. Okay, now you can see up close. And like I said, I have some very dry spots around my nose right now because I said my skin has been reactionary last couple weeks. But you can see the rosacea still. These are broken capillaries here because of the rosacea. I try to get lasers, but in the last 2 years I haven't done that. So they start to come back. So you can see that through the skin. I don't have as much over here. Redness on my chin. Again, it's all capillaries. It's all from the rosacea. There's some redness in here because of, again, my skin has been difficult lately. But I think you can see it's got, a skin-like texture, it doesn't really look like I have foundation on. I think the color match is right too. I think you see, you know, it doesn't like accentuate pores or anything, but I wouldn't say, it's certainly not like a Chanel Ultra Latent like finish. And it's not a dewy finish either. It's more like a soft matte. Okay, I'm gonna put on a little bit of makeup. We'll come back and we'll talk about kind of what I think this foundation does for me and my skin, especially given that it's more dry, mature skin, and see, you know, how it's kind of settled. So we're back. I put on a cream bronzer, a blush, eyeshadow, liner, mascara, and gloss. And I'll have the details of the gloss down below. It's the Chantecaille gloss in Charm. The rest of the items on my face actually will be over on Patreon. They are items that won't be out until spring of 2022, which of course means like January, so not that long. And spoiler alert, I do really like them. But I would say about the foundation. So this is just my experience with it so far. I've used it a couple of times. Once, of course, three times. 3 times in samples. Now this is my 3rd time using it after receiving, you know, the box. I would say it works better for me the less I use. And I don't mean like half a pump. You know, she mentioned half a pump and just sort of put it in the areas. And that's kind of what I did in the beginning. I just sort of put it here and here and a little bit here. I find a pump works well for me, but I think it looks really nice the way I have it now. I think as long as I keep it under a pump and I use my fingers, I think it looks really, really good. It doesn't even look like I have foundation on. It just blends and it makes everything look just smoother, softer, and I really like it. I find that when I use a brush, I don't like it as much. And when I use a sponge works for me. I will admit, the sponge works for me, but I think the sponge works for me because, to be honest, even if you put on too much foundation, the sponge takes up half of it. So, you know, so I like it with less. I think it's a foundation. This is just my personal opinion. If it works differently for you, that's okay. Just the way it works on my skin, I think it works, less is more. I think if I use about a pump, it's perfect. I like the way it looks when I put it on with my fingers or a sponge. My fingers first though, to be honest. I don't really like the way it looks when I use a brush. I feel like there's something in the formula that makes it look a little streaky. Now that could be because my skin is so dry. People who have oily skin might experience something completely different, so I don't know. But I do think it's an excellent foundation for somebody who's looking for that skin-like soft focus, but doesn't want, you know, a lot of coverage. If you want a lot of coverage, or if you're looking for more of a, you know, like a dewy finish, I don't think it's either. I don't think it's a very dewy finish. I don't think it's a full coverage makeup. You know, she says you can build it up. I find when I start to build it, I don't like the way it looks as much. Again, that could be because I have dry skin, or mature skin. I mean, my skin isn't as elastic as it was when I was 20. But I really found how it works for me, which again is about a pump. I put on like here, here, and here, and then I take a little bit extra and put it in the areas that I find that, you know, I need a little bit more coverage. And I think it looks really nice when it sort of settles in. But again, I like a finish that I don't like a full coverage makeup. The only full coverage makeup that I've liked in years is the Chanel Ultra Latent. And to be honest, I like that as the day goes on. When I first put it on, it always feels a little mask-like to me. I like it much better at hour like 5 or 6. I feel like my skin has broken it down a little bit, and I actually like the way it looks better. So I think this is, you know, again, like everything else, it's very personal, it's very subjective, and it depends on what kind of foundation you like. If you like a soft focus, I'd say skin-like, it's not matte, it's not dewy, it's kind of right in the middle. And, you know, I'd say it's like a light to medium coverage. I don't think it's more than that. I feel for me, when I build it up, it just doesn't look quite right. But the way I have it now, the way I'm wearing it now, I really enjoy it. The color match, I think it's pretty freaking close. And I feel like one of the reasons I was having problems with the sample is because I kept using a brush. Now, I don't know, maybe it's the oils in my skin, maybe I just, who knows, maybe that day it just didn't look right. But I feel like when I put it on with my fingers or I put it on with the sponge, I get the match. It's literally, it's almost perfect. So I'm very happy with the choice with 7. I think it looks really good. I think the foundation is very nice. I think it's a natural, soft focus kind of look. I think it sort of evens everything out, but it's not a full coverage makeup. It feels like nothing on your skin, to be honest. Like it doesn't feel like I have foundation on. It just feels like everything's just a little, you know, like blurred. And it doesn't feel like there's anything there. It feels like my skin, which is awesome for me. That's what I like. So I really like this foundation. I think it's really good. It did take me a little trial and error to figure out what worked for me. I don't think that's that unusual with any product. I mean, and it might not work for you. Not every product does, but I really like it and I'm very happy with it. So I'm gonna keep wearing it and I'll give you more thoughts as the months go on and, you know, see how it wears and all that stuff. For now, it wears really well. I haven't put it to test like a 12-hour day or anything, but an 8-hour day, it breaks down, but it doesn't break down in any weird way. It doesn't settle into lines. It doesn't, you know, accentuate pores or anything. I just think it just kind of wears away. So, but I'll keep giving you updates and let you know what my thoughts are as I continue to wear it. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you in another video really soon. Bye.